So this year, I was able to get together a three-person team to participate in the three-man fun shoot at Shady Creek, which benefits their youth team. The team consisted of a good friend of mine, Rick, and my daughter, Taylor. Um, so the fun shoot consists of 4 stations and a duck flurry. So I'll get to the other stations here in a minute, but our first station was the duck flurry. The duck flurry consists of 7 traps in a semicircle, throwing 75 targets over a 2-minute period continuously. So at this point, we're starting to shoot here. You can see that the hardest part's keeping your shotgun loaded. So there's a lot of shooting going on. It is basically just try and keep your gun loaded and shoot a lot. Taylor's getting ready to bang out 3 targets right here. 1, 2, and 3. That's some nice shooting there. There's a slow motion clip at the end showing her shooting all 3 targets there. But so basically, it does require some teamwork and some strategy to try and figure out who's going to shoot what and where, and try and keep your guns loaded. And you can have any strategy you want, but as soon as you start, the strategy pretty much just goes out the window. But it does take some teamwork to make sure that you aren't shooting the same targets at the same time. As you watch, you can see there's a lot of targets that are falling that were never shot at, but it's just impossible to shoot all of them. Of course, unless you have 3 people on the line and their shotgun holds an entire box of shotgun shells at 25 shots each, then it might be plausible to shoot the full 75. But the way it's configured now is you can't you can't get them, so you just hope for the best. We did pretty good. Our score was around, I believe we got 47. The highest score I saw written on the board was a shoot afterwards was 50. So our next station was the Evergreen station. There's an evergreen tree there. So this is going to sound really complicated, but basically we have 2 shots per person, so that gives us 6 shots. There are 4 targets that are thrown for a total of 48 targets. So after every 16 targets, we change hula hoops. So what our strategy was here was that before the targets or before we start the process, the targets are thrown so that we can actually preview them to see what they look like, and then our strategy was to assign targets to each other so that we could play to our strength as far as which kind of targets we could hit. So Taylor ran out of shotgun shells there, so she had to get more shotgun shells. So that's what we did, and it worked out really well for us. So we worked on targets that played to our strengths. So for example, Rick was assigned to shoot the rabbits, and then Taylor was assigned the target that came over the woodpile, and I forget which target I was assigned, but that strategy worked pretty well for us. And there was an extra target. That happened once in a while where we'd actually get a 5th target. I shot that one. It was an extra rabbit, so it didn't count, but hey, it was a target. I had to shoot it. But so at this station we did a 44 out of 48. So our strategy worked out pretty well for us. This is the first time we applied it. We did something similar to Duck Flurry, but here we actually applied it because you do get different targets or different presentations in the way they look. Now the way they're thrown is that we would start it, and once it starts, then the targets come at however the trapper wants to throw them in whatever order he wants. So in this case, once we start it, then he pushes the buttons in however order he wants to get the targets to us. So our next station was the Walbert. Now the Walbert has two trap machines that are inside those white buildings on each side of us there. So the trap machines actually swing back and forth, but they also oscillate. So they're moving back and forth, and then they're also oscillating into a circle. So the targets would come out low and fast, or high targets, or sharp left and low. It varies the presentation quite a bit, and they are unpredictable. There's also a third trap on the right that you can't see, that's out of the picture, that brings a target across. But same rules apply here. 48 targets. We have 6 shots to bring down 4 targets, and every 16 targets we change hula hoops. So the strategy that we applied here was we used more of a zone strategy here, because of the fact that we were close together, and the targets varied widely as far as, you may have a target that is far left or far right. So the person on the left side won't really be able to shoot at a target on the far right because it crosses shotguns. So we were just using a zone strategy here. And I was just talking to Taylor about the zone targets there, to basically telling her that anything inside that zone to shoot at. This station was a lot of fun. I think there's some slow motion footage at the end of this that I had set up so you could see the targets coming out. And I missed that target, had a misfire. You can see me manually cycle the action on it. Once in a great while, the bolt doesn't fully seat on the shotgun shell, so when you pull the trigger, the firing pin doesn't strike the primer on the shotgun shell, so it doesn't go off. So it doesn't even leave a mark on the shotgun shell. Anyway, that's what happened on that one. So had I not had that misfire, we would have had an extra target on there. So instead of having a 43, we would have had a 44. Our score at the end of this station was a 43. It was a lot of fun to shoot.
Whoa.
Now this station, the clearing, we had 3 traps, one on each side, and I think there was one in the center. So basically we had targets coming from the right that were fast, targets that come from the left that were fast, and then we had a nice one that was in the center, which is what Taylor usually shot. So our strategy on this one was we previewed the targets, and then basically we went back to what we did like on the first station, which was each person was assigned a specific target. So and that worked well for us here too. These targets were pretty fast, so it definitely kept it interesting to be on your toes. If you actually didn't get one of those targets, it was too far out there within a few seconds, so you had to shoot it pretty quick. But yeah, there was some conversation too in the background about Taylor shooting left-handed.
Most of your shotgun shoot.
So what do we do on
I think you combined bullets on that one.
Tag team, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Cool.
rotate?
It was dust.
Taylor, yeah, you still do that center one. You do that left one.
It comes out fast, babe.
I'm not doing that one.
Oh, you're not doing that one?
Nope.
Okay.
He made a shot last week. He broke one bird pieces. The bird come down and hit it. Broke.
What'd you say?
That's last week. He shot the bird. A piece of it came down, hit the second bird and broke it.
Oh, wow.
Somebody took him more than one shot.
I was confused.
Oh,
What?
yeah, don't wait. You're ready to blast. Taylor, you ready? Oh.
That's a 40-yarder there.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I told her.
You're fine.
We know.
Abraham phone.
I'll just apologize.
Introducing yourself is one thing. Next time, tell her you won't do it again.
Yeah, I won't do it
Give
again.
her $10 and get it over.
If you want a picture of me, go to the post office.
Take a check.
Everybody loaded and safeties are off? Oh.
That first bird's getting out there. Whoever shoots at that, get her done.
Ready? It was way the hell out there.
Fixing to run into a problem over there. That one's bird.
It's a little harder when you're right next to it for some reason. Oh.
That's just the one that dropped down.
That's funny.
Man, our last station was I call it the shoreline because we were right next to the creek. You can see it off on the right there. So there was a trap on the other side of the creek that was throwing a one that was coming off the right over your shoulder. It was pretty fast, and then there was one throwing to the left that was fast. I'm not so sure that it may have been a smaller target. But it was fast and difficult. I had problems hitting that one. For some reason, whenever I was standing right next to it on that left station there, I just couldn't hit it. But at the other 2 stations, I didn't have a problem. But at that far left station, I just cannot hit it. this last station we did in Ferris well, we got a 37, but our final score was 215. We were in 4th place out of 16 teams, so I was really happy. We did really well. And here's the slow motion clips. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.